Hey everyone, I'm back with another fragrance review. So a couple days ago I went fragrance shopping and I bought 4 new fragrances that I'm really excited to review. And I decided to start that off with the one that I'm most excited about, and that is the brand new fragrance from Taylor Swift. So this fragrance is just simply called Taylor by Taylor Swift. It's her third one. It doesn't come in the same bottle as her first two. I was a little disappointed about that because I really loved that bottle design. So we have a brand new family of fragrances, brand new bottle design, everything is new. So first we're going to take a look at the advertisement, which is on the back of the box. So here is Taylor in her new ad for the new fragrance. She looks very peaceful in this ad. Like, she looks like she's just relaxing, she's at home. It's not too glammed up, it's nothing like, special. She's not wearing like a fancy dress or anything. It's all very casual, very relaxed. It looks like she's on a swing. Like, she's swinging on something there. And she's got some weird curtains in the background. So she's kind of indoor and outdoor. I'm not really sure where she is. She seems happy. Actually, she doesn't look very happy, to be honest. She looks a little confused. It's almost as if she's looking into the camera like, why are you filming this? Anyways, the ad does come on the back of the box. And the front of the box has the name of the fragrance, Taylor by Taylor Swift, on this sort of royal blue facing. And we have this strange pattern going around the box. It's got that sort of magenta, green, blue, white swirly business that is a little bit familiar, actually. I'm going to do a little comparison, box comparison in a moment. But anyways, let's continue. So on the top of the box we have a golden emblem that has the number 13. Now 13, of course, is her lucky number, her favorite number, blah blah blah. It's on all of her fragrance boxes and bottles, so of course she incorporated it into this one as well. The samples are cute. It's the same, design as the box, and inside we have the picture of the bottle, and it is a spray sample, which is better than the other kinds. That's all it really says. Like, it doesn't talk about the fragrance or list the ingredients. It's just kind of like the usual, sample. She has new tester strips this time around. This is the new one for the fragrance. They're sort of like generic ones. Like, you know how with Wonderstruck she had like the shaped as a bottle? These ones are kind of like just generic. It says Taylor Swift fragrances. And the 13 is there. So I guess she's just going to start using these from now on, rather than like designing new ones. Anyway. So this is the new bottle design. Taylor by Taylor Swift. I don't love the bottle. I mean, okay, first of all, there's some, detailing on the top, which is nice. But for the most part, it's just sort of like a glass jar, almost. I have cups like this. Like, they look exactly like this. They have, like, the indents. So whenever I hold this, I feel like I'm having a drink. The top of the bottle, we have the patterning that we had on the box going around the rim, in sort of like a plastic casing. The lid is a big crystal ball, and we have a nice set of pearls going around the rim of the lid. Now there's something interesting that I didn't expect this. So you take the lid off, and the pearls come with it. So here's the lid, and what I found surprising is that the pearls are actually removable. So this part just kind of comes right off, and you can put the lid back on, and now you have these pearls here, which is kind of cute. But it brings us to the question, what is the point of this? Now I know with like the J-Los, you can take it off and wear it as a ring or like anklets or whatever. But then we have this, and it's like, it's stretchy, it's got the beads, but the thing is, look how big it is. Like, that's not a ring. You can't wear this as a ring. If I put this on my finger, like, it just falls right off. And like, I have really thin fingers, but like, still, even on my thumb, like, it just falls off. So it's not really a ring. It's clearly not a bracelet. I don't even know what you would do with it. It's really more of a riddle than it is anything else. I don't know, if you know what to do with this, if you found, a use for these removable pearls, good for you. let me know what you've done with your pearls, because I don't know what to do with these. Okay, so now let's talk about the fragrance. Alright, so I don't love the box. I don't love the bottle. I don't love the advertisement. I don't even love the name. Taylor, I thought it was a boring name. But all of that is, pushed aside because the actual fragrance, the way it smells, I think not only is it her best one so far, but it's one of my favorite celebrity fragrances that I've smelled in a long time. Like when I first sprayed it, I was just like, wow, I really, really like this. Now, having said that, people have compared this to another celebrity fragrance that I love dearly. And when I heard those comparisons, I thought, well, people say a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. And then when I sprayed it for the first time, I realized, yes, it is quite true. This fragrance is actually quite similar to Fancy Love by Jessica Simpson. Now, this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. So it's no surprise that I like this one as well. There is a difference, quite a big difference. I mean, I did a comparison side by side, so they're not identical, but I'm just saying, if you've smelled Fancy Love, once you smell this, you'll say, yeah, they are quite similar. So I'm going to take you through this fragrance, and then at the end tell you how it's similar and different to Fancy Love. Alright, so in the top note of Taylor, we have 3 ingredients. We have the magnolia petals, the tangerine, and the lychee. So it is a fruity fragrance. I'll say right now it's fruity and it's sweet. But it's not those 2 fruits in the top that give it its main character. There's actually a fruit in the base of the fragrance that I smell right away. Like, I feel like this fragrance is dominated by that base fruit, which is very strange because you don't typically find fruits in the base of a fragrance very often because there's kind of no point to put them down there. But Taylor has decided to put apricot in the base of the fragrance. And I'm telling you right now, this is very apricot-y. It's apricot, it's peachy, like it's that really strong apricot nectar smell that you get from this fragrance right from the very beginning. I don't smell the tangerine. Like, I just don't smell it. Tangerine, it's a citrus fruit. It's citrusy, it's kind of sweet, but orangey. I don't smell anything orangey about this fragrance. I just really smell that apricot nectar. The magnolia petals give it a nice floral touch from the beginning, but even that, like the lychee is kind of there, like it's kind of, there's a fresh fruitiness, but it really is the apricot nectar from the base that just explodes right from the top. You can't, keep it down there right from the beginning. It's at the party. Once we get into the heart of the fragrance, it really smells like this warm peaches and cream kind of fragrance. Because we have the vanilla orchid, which is soft and creamy and sweet, mixing with the apricot nectar. The florals that are in there, there's also some hydrangea and some peony. It all kind of like softens up the heart a little bit, but it really is the orchid and the apricot that are sort of like the stars of the show. It's very comforting at this point. It's comforting, it's soft. It's kind of like what you think of when you see that ad, how she's kind of just, graceful and just doing her thing. That's kind of like what you get once you get into the heart of the fragrance. And in the base of the scent, that's where we have the sandalwood, the cashmere musk. So it's a nice soft base. There's nothing really loud about the base. There is the apricot, that's where it's located in the base. But it's kind of funny because once you really get down to that part of the fragrance, the apricot's kind of faded by this point because it's been going strong since the beginning. And then all you're kind of left with is this very soft, very Fancy Love, powdery finish on your skin where you can sort of still smell that peaches and cream scent, but it's very faded right now, and it's just very subtle. So I just wanted to do a quick side-by-side comparison to Fancy Love, just in case people are interested. So I just sprayed Fancy Love onto its own tester card, and I resprayed Taylor onto this one. It's kind of funny, when you don't smell them side by side, you think, wow, they're so similar. Like when I sprayed this for the first time at the store, I was like, wow, that's Fancy Love. But then when you put them side by side, you can really see how different they are. Like if you have these two, I want you to like actually do this because they smell so different when you put them side by side. Taylor is much fruitier, like way, way fruitier, because Fancy Love doesn't really have fruits in it, I don't think, or it doesn't have like anything big. I've always thought that it had that peachy smell as well because it has, I think, apricot blossom in it, so it's a much lighter peaches and cream kind of scent, whereas this one is much fruitier. Because this one is the apricot nectar with the orchid, which is giving it the peachy cream, whereas Fancy Love, it's the peach blossom with amber. So it's a much softer aroma. It's the same kind of scent, but much softer. This one is much more floral. Floral, soft, delicate. This one is a lot fruitier. It really is the dry down that's nearly identical, that I will say, especially on the skin. Like this after a couple hours smells identical to Fancy Love after a couple hours on the skin. They just smell, they have that very similar light, faint peaches and cream memory, and I wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, honestly. Like if I sprayed them both on each wrist, you know, for like 4 hours or so, I probably wouldn't know which one was which. But when you first spray them, Taylor is much fruitier and Jessica is much softer, more floral. And of course Fancy Love is a little fancier, more sophisticated if you're looking for something you know, to wear out when you're a little bit more dressed up. I do find Taylor is more casual. It's not really a fancy fragrance at all. It's a little bit more mature than her first two, that I will say, but it is still sort of a casual scent. So as I said, you can get it in the 100 milliliter. You can also get a body lotion and a hair mist. That's available right now as well. There was no gift with purchase. I was going to wait, but then I thought, no, I want it now. So I just got it. I didn't see a shower gel, but maybe I just didn't look hard enough. Now before we conclude this video, I just want to do another comparison. So, you know, we did Taylor versus Fancy Love. And now let's talk about this box for a moment. When I first saw the box, a picture of it, I thought, I feel like I've seen this box before. Now, I'm not saying they're identical, but there is no denying that this design, like this royal blue with the magenta and the swirly green, blue, white, is very similar to this box, which is of course Fantasy by Britney Spears. You know, we have the magenta colors there, we have the royal blue, and then we have the swirly green, pink, white. I would totally believe that this is the box that, you know, another Taylor product could come in, like a scented candle or something. Like if you got like a Taylor scented candle, it would totally come in this box, like a nice square box. So I don't know, I don't know if it was a tribute to Britney or something else, but either way, I do find some similarities in the box. So I think my final verdict is, if you took Fancy Love by Jessica Simpson, pour it in some apricot nectar, and put it in this box, you would get Taylor by Taylor Swift. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick summary of the fragrance. So Taylor by Taylor Swift opens with some magnolia blossom, some tangerine, and some lychee. However, it's the fruit of the base, known as the apricot, that is the dominating star of this fragrance. You can smell it right off the bat. It smells very peachy when you first spray it. We get into the heart of the fragrance, which has the peony, the hydrangea, and the vanilla orchid, turning it into a nice, sweet, peaches and cream kind of fragrance, and eventually drying down to Fancy Love, where we have the cashmere musk, the sandalwood, and, well, the apricot. I'd say it's a nice fall-winter fragrance. It's casual, but it's more sophisticated than her first two fragrances, so it's good for every day, or even if you're going out, but nothing too fancy, because it's not really a formal fragrance. I think it's good for fall and winter, more so than spring and summer. It's my favorite from her collection so far, and it's one of my favorite from, you know, a lot of the celebrity launches recently. This is, I think, one of the better ones. Alright guys, that's the end of my review of Taylor by Taylor Swift. I hope you found that interesting. I do recommend the fragrance, and like I said, if you want a sample of it, go to your store now to get these before they're all gone. Alright, that's the end of my review, so I will see you guys soon. I got 2 fragrances from the Justin Bieber collection. I haven't got a Justin Bieber fragrance in a long time, so I'll be doing those soon. And I also got a new J-Lo. Or 2 new J-Los, I should say. So yeah, lots to come. Okay, see you guys later.